We're going to take a look now at Beau Allen, the 6'3", 330-pound, 28-year-old out of the Midwest, originally from Minnesota. Plays college ball at Wisconsin before being drafted in the 7th round by the Philadelphia Eagles in 2014. Played a couple of years in Philadelphia after his rookie deal went over to Tampa for the last 2 years, which makes 2020 with the New England Patriots his third team in his NFL career. 28-year-old, not a lot of high production. His highest tackle total was 29 back in 2016 with the Eagles. His highest sack total was 1 sack. Yeah, 2.5 career sacks. So not a big numbers guy. I'll show Danny Shelton in a second, but if you're looking for production, this is not the guy. He'll eat up snaps for you a little bit. Played between 20 and 40% of snaps most of his career. Last year with Tampa, a much smaller sample size, around 25 to 30% of defensive snaps. He played behind Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh last year for Tampa, so much smaller percentage of snaps. Those guys can eat up snaps all day and are obviously very talented as they're doing it. Patriots last year played with 3 defensive tackles. Allen looks to be in the mix to potentially fill that role. We'll see. We'll take a look now at what he's replacing and then that contract. So Danny Shelton's been the obvious guy that they've talked about replacing, and to me, it's a lofty idea. Sheldon, the former first-round pick, obviously first-round pick talent, 12th overall the year after Allen. Allen is 7th-round talent, so just some big differences there. And Sheldon, when he was in Cleveland, he was a quote-unquote bust, but put up over 30 tackles in every year, including 60 or 59 in 2016, his previous high up until last year. So Allen's he's not going to be this guy. Sheldon was able to make tackles, fill the role, fill the holes. I don't expect Allen to be that guy. He's going to be much more of a rotation guy. And then we look at the top right corner, as I was saying, the Patriots rotated basically 3 defensive tackles last year, all playing between 45 and 50% of the snaps, basically, with Adam Butler, Danny Shelton, and Lawrence Guy. No one had more than 5% of snaps other than these 3. So Allen looking to fill that role to a degree, though looking at his track record in previous years, I find it highly unlikely he's going to get to that number. And then obviously the biggest thing is, well, why didn't they just bring Sheldon back? Early on, first day of 2 of free agency, the report was that Sheldon signed 2 years, $8 million to Detroit, and Allen signed 2 years, $8 million with New England. And everyone's like, well, what the heck happened? How did we get the worst of these 2? And we'll look at a couple reports from guys that clearly know it much more than I do. Cap Space on the left, and then Ben Volen on the right. Just describing a little bit of why these deals are still different. Sheldon getting $4 million guaranteed, as you can see from Volen in the bottom right corner, versus Allen getting basically up to $4 million is the max. The numbers to me that are important: the left side from Cap Space, basically a $2 million cap hit if he doesn't make the team, if he's cut in the August or September timeframe. So good to know. Michael Bennett's on the cap this year, I believe, for $2 million with a dead cap. So you don't want to see this guy with a dead cap, but $2.88 million for hopefully your third defensive tackle is not a bad deal. And then if it does work out, can come back in year 2. Otherwise, it'd be a $1 to $2 million dead cap. I don't know what next year would be if he makes this year's team, but then gets cut next year. I'm not sure what that is when he's 29 going on 30. And then just from Mike Reese, his Sunday morning column, looking a little bit more at what Sheldon's contract was, $2.5 million signing bonus for Sheldon versus $1.7 for Allen, and then a couple more incentive-based or roster bonus-based in Allen's contract compared to Sheldon's that's more guaranteed. And that reflects really the difference in the 2 players. Sheldon's going to go in there, he's going to start for Detroit, play 50% of the tackles, get between 40 and 50 tackles probably for them, and Allen's just not going to do that for New England. Still going to be a good player, hopefully, should fill the role, and we'll take a look at some of the film to see what he can do on the field for the New England Patriots in 2020.